All right, we're getting a confirmation on the White House that it does plan to hold a roundtable with technology executives, including principals at Microsoft and Google, Oracle, and Qualcomm. There could be others as this list grows. The former Microsoft COO, Bob Herbold. Bob, always good to have you. What do you make of that?
Well, I think that, what you're seeing is that the tariffs have been a burden that has caused a lot of negativism, and the president is anxious to get the take from these technology companies who are quite dependent on foreign talent. And the tariff discussion and the talent discussion in terms of people being basically forced back to their own home countries by some of our crazy policies in regard to technologists needs to be put on the table.
Your thoughts on this approaching G20 summit, what's really being a matter of great interest to U.S. CEOs is what's going on the trade front and whether the president makes any progress with China. We heard that now Peter Navarro is going to be joining the president for this dinner with the Xi Jinping of China. And a lot of people read into that, the prospects of a deal are off because this guy is, going to unravel any hope for progress. I don't know if that's fair to Peter, the trade advisor, but what do you think?
Well, I don't think he's the guy you pick out if you want to find a way to enable President Xi to save face. But I think that he's a tough character. So did that lower your expectation then, Bob, for that? I think it does to a certain extent. It has to, because he's been the hardcore guy in all of this. And so we'll see what happens. But they've been fussing around with this for way too long, Neil, like a bunch of kids. And they need to get it resolved because the country's getting nervous about it. The president was actually bragging about the tariffs, saying that billions of dollars are pouring into the coffers of the USA because of the tariffs being charged to China. But in reality, Bob, they're being charged to us. Goods coming in from China, we are paying for. And I always thought, well, you're happy that I'm paying through the nose. It's crazy. That was a very insensitive comment. He shouldn't have made it. I mean, the public is feeling it or about to feel it big time on a number of different products. So, what he does is often hard to explain. Well, there could be a method to the madness. Who knows? But I know you maybe with some, high-in-the-sky interest, take a look at what's going on with the market battle between your old opponent, Microsoft, and Apple, vying for the most valuable company on the planet. Right now, they're darn close to even, but it's been more the result of Apple falling than Microsoft soaring. But what do you make of this? Well, both are great companies, Neil. They, over the years, they've been towers of strength for our economy. And but no doubt, Apple is going through a rough patch here. They're basically a one-product company, with the iPhone representing about 2/3 of revenue and about 75% of their profits. So now we're seeing flat shipments of the iPhone. Prices of the iPhone are way up, so their revenue is up, but Wall Street reads right through that, and basically you have a sick situation. And the reverse of that is Microsoft is riding a very nice wave right now of having a number of different products that are really coming into their own, such as Office 365 and the Azure cloud activity, the gaming business up 44%, their server operating system up 28%. So right now they've got a lot of different items that are really hot, and they're an infrastructure company also. Big companies depend on them, whereas Apple is more a consumer company. That all started with you, I believe, young man, right? Way back. All right, very good seeing you. Wonderful holiday. Bob Herbold, the former Microsoft Chief Operating Officer.